In my last video, I talked about how you can use professional gameplay demos downloaded from HLTV to teach yourself how to play certain maps, certain positions, learn utility, rotation timings, and all sort of important stuff. But in this video, I want to talk about how you can review your own gameplay to learn from your mistakes and really accelerate your growth in Counter-Strike. Because honestly, if you're not reviewing your own demos, then you're really missing out. So which demo should you choose to watch? Now, I say, first of all, you want to choose one that has a lot of rounds in it. So something like a 13-10 or beyond, maybe even an overtime if you're feeling like sitting there for a while and reviewing. You want to be able to see repeat mistakes, things that you're doing at the start of the round perhaps, or rotations that you're making, timings that you're taking, which aren't working out consistently, so that you can really learn from them, right? You also want to choose a match that has a combination of some good rounds, a couple 2K, 3K rounds, and some bad rounds where you messed up and you want to really learn from the mistake you made. If you do these two things, then you can really be more efficient with learning from a specific demo, because if you spend a load of time going through each demo one by one, it's really tedious, and you probably learn more just by watching one match here and there on a specific map than just watching absolutely everything you do. Now, looking through my recent matches, I can see that I have a mix of some good and bad games, right? This one here where I went 6-16, I'm not going to bother watching this because the chances are, yes, I was making a lot of individual mistakes, but the team cohesion overall wasn't good. We barely got any footing into the match, and it's not worth watching. We were clearly outclassed. Whereas we compare it to a match where perhaps we lost 11-13, I went 18-19, basically one death, one kill, or close enough, and it was a close game. So we'll have a look at this match here on Inferno, and we'll review this one and look at a couple of things that went well for me and a couple of things that didn't go so well for me. So, second of all, what should I be looking out for when I'm watching my demo? So, a few things, right? Kills, deaths, rotation timings, utility usage, and reaction to information. And when you're doing all of these things, why you're doing all of these things, is it a good or a bad move overall to win the round for your team, right? Sometimes there is an example of a play that you've made that is good, but you miss the critical shot, right? Every play you make in Counter-Strike comes down to a moment where you have a fight to take and a shot to hit. It's all about making that fight as advantageous for you as possible when you do take it, right? So in situations where you've done everything that you feel like you could have done at the time, you made a good play, you just missed the shot, you can kind of chalk that up as, a good play. You can try it again, just try and hit the shot next time. It's not something that you can say, oh, I can't do that again because I missed the shot. That's not the case. You have to be able to look at the difference between making a bad play and just missing your shot, right? At lower ranks, of course, you're going to miss the shot more often than not. If you've made a good play, you may still miss the shot and die, right? Just keep track of that. If you're doing that too much, you need to focus on your aim a bit more rather than just like reviewing your gameplay, So now I'm going to talk about a few examples from my own gameplay where I did something good and I want to remember doing something well and what I did well and how it worked. And then a few examples of me doing something bad and got me killed, or I lost the round for my team, right? Because we want to be able to contrast those two things, reinforce the good plays that you're making, and learn from the mistakes and the deaths that you're having and causing your team to lose rounds, right? Those two things, you're doing both of those while reviewing. And if you can do that, I really feel like it will take your gameplay to the next level. Okay, so here we go. This is round one of this match of Inferno. So I'm going to just go through the rounds individually and pick a few out, but I always start from the beginning, right? Okay, and immediately I spot a mistake from myself. I don't really know what I was thinking in this situation. So what I look at here, we'll just go back and show it again, right? So remember what I talked about. Utility usage, positioning, reaction to information, all of those things, right? Now, the information at this stage, and I even called this strategy, I called 3B, right? 3B because normally you get a B rush on pistol, but for some reason, I decided to go to A with 2 people and play a really aggressive angle. So, of course, hindsight is 20/20, right? So, immediately I can look at this and tell myself, right, when you're playing 3B, don't play aggressive mid at the start of the round like this without any utility. I don't have a smoke, I don't have a molly, I'm just here holding an angle. And like I said about earlier on when I mentioned you can make a good play and miss the shot, well, you can also make a bad play and hit the shot. If you make a bad play and hit the shot, you can get yourself out of the situation, right? In this situation, I made a bad play and missed the shot. They all come charging out. I hold a wide angle. I missed the first shot, and at that stage, there's no chance. My teammate had no chance as well because I set him up for failure. And immediately, I can see that that round fell apart because of something that I did. I called the 3B stack, and then I played poorly off of it on the A bomb site. So, immediately, I learned something from that first round, and it makes me look like a noob, but that we're all learning together here. I usually skip over full eco rounds as well, and also, as soon as I die in the round, I just skip forward, right? We're not trying to waste time here. We're not trying to sit in freeze time. The demo reviewer has plenty of ways to fast forward and do useful things. So what I attempted to do at the start of the round was go and Molotov the bottom of mid, so that I could get a peek into second mid from here, and I'd be safe because my teammate would be watching from top mid as well. But unfortunately, one of the guys came through the molly, peeked out. I didn't get the kill. But then the mistake I made, I think, in my opinion, the mistake I made is at this stage, right? Because the fight that I'm trying to take, I'm safe from this guy down here who could be usually with an AWP if I don't peek into the line, right? If I stay on this right-hand side, I'm not visible to him, but I can still see second mid. But instead, I peeked out into his angle. I took a really, really stupid fight. I managed to get away with my life, but I probably got my teammate killed there. Now I just want to see what I do with the information. My teammate gets a kill. We're still 2-2 split, right? Usually the A-bomb site should be held with 3 people in an ideal world. So we're still in a weak situation here. We have mid control though at the bare minimum. See, my teammate, complete lack of awareness of the apartments. And he goes down. And I try and make a hero play here because I know I'm screwed. He walks past me in the smoke. And I missed my shot. The play I made there, walking through the smoke, was probably the only one I had. It sort of worked because I caught that guy, but I just missed my shot. So another example of the play was okay, the shot was missed. But you see, the round was lost because of a mistake I had made earlier in the round. Here we go again. This time I've called the banana utility. We go with the deep smoke, the Molotovs. And I just don't waste time getting down here. There's no pressure, so I take the space. So far, so good. I like what I've done with the round. I make a play which is bad, for sure. But given the situation where all 3 of our A players have just died and I'm on banana right at the bottom, my options were limited. It's probably just a save call. But I didn't need to throw away my life. Pushing through the smoke was dumb. I just thought maybe there'd be no one there and I could get a fast retake position on A. But it was just stupid to push the smoke. Now I'm going to give an example on the T side. And what's interesting about this round is that I don't really see much action. But it's how I use my utility and the timings that I take and my map understanding that I think I do really well here. And it's important to take note of these sorts of rounds for yourself when you do things well. It reinforces that you're actually learning, that you're doing some things correctly. And also, you know, repeat it, right? Continue to repeat it, add little things to it, make it more advanced. So let's dive into this round. Talk about what I do and why I do it. First things first, you see I throw that molly there. It actually gets smoked out, but not the end of the world. The reason is I had the first spawn, and I can get into this corner and Molotov the top of car before the CTs can peek it, right? So it gets me that bit of map control early. The CTs usually just dump loads of nades here, so you want to avoid them as much as possible, and I do just that. My teammate, on the other hand, took 23 damage behind me by standing a little bit too much in the danger zone. Now, at this stage, I call for the molly from my teammate for sandbags, and I combine it with a flash to take this top car space. You always want to use utility when taking top car. There can be AWPers there can be a double setup there with rifles, there can be all sorts of things. So you just need to at least clear out some angles to set yourself up for success in the fights. Molly in a flash. The molly was actually bad, doesn't matter. We get the result we wanted, which is top car control. Now, you see, over on the other side of the map, we've lost a player. 4v4 situation, though, they went for a 1-for-1 trade. And Inferno's all about baiting rotations. So I know that at this stage in the round, when there's only 2 players on A, 1 player on B is going to be a little bit nervous. And you can actually see the CT player considering going back. I'm waiting for a timing now, right? I'm lining up utility to go into B off the back of the information that my teammate on A is giving me. And off the back of the timing, I just send it. I make the call for my team to go. I actually missed my CT smoke. But the thing is, because of the fact that we picked the right timing and we committed as a team, it sort of worked out for us here. We get the site under control. And now we have a tough situation. So what do you want to do in a situation like this, right? You can see CT smoked off. I was sort of playing in the smoke because I was scared that they were going to try and run through on me. And if that was the case, I would have been pinched from 2 angles. So when my teammate makes contact behind me, I'm able to just play the 2v1 situation and use my teammate as bait. And that was it. Like, we set the round up, we walked into B, and everything there, I did basically very little in terms of shooting the gun. But what I did do is I used the information around me to make the call. And to use my teammates and their positioning and my own positioning to capitalize and get the round. So give yourself a pat on the back is my point with this one. I'm not trying to say that I'm the best player in the world. I just like to give myself credit when I can. That's really it. I hope that this video can help give you a better understanding of how to analyze your own demos, how to learn from them, and just the mindset behind when you're watching your own gameplay. I hope that the application of this video will make you a more whole player and make you better in the future. And if it does, make sure you come back and write in the comments about how you learned so much from me. Now, of course, I'm just joking. Thank you very much for watching, and please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe. We're going to have more content like this coming in the not too distant future.